Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Uncle Frank, and I am not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. So what happened on Thursday? Stocks slip as inflation, jobs data, blur picture on Fed's next move. Inflation data came in hotter than expected, but new labor market data showed potential budding weakness. All the indexes were lower slightly, but for me, the headline is inflation was hotter than expected, which could delay or push out future rate cuts, which should have pushed gold down. But guess what? Gold rose $8 to 26.47. That may be bullish, gold bugs. All of a sudden, there's a bunch of enforcement actions, and just before a possible regime change in Washington. Yeah, it's cover your ass season in D.C. TD Bank will pay approximately $3 billion in a historic settlement with the U.S. authorities, who said Thursday that the financial institution's lax practices allowed significant money laundering over multiple years. Okay, let's review. Let's go back to September of 2021. Ken Griffin and Citadel Securities compare meme stock investors to moon landing conspiracy theorists. Fast forward to September of 2023. SEC charges Citadel Securities for violating order marking requirements of short sale regulations. According to the SEC's order, for a 5-year period, it is estimated that Citadel incorrectly marked millions of orders, inaccurately denoting that certain short sales were long sales and vice versa. Fast forward to today, Citadel Securities to pay a $1 million fine for alleged FINRA rule violations. Citadel failed to timely and/or accurately report data for tens of billions of equity and option order events to the CAT Central Repository in a violation of FINRA rules. So we're conspiracy theorists, but everything we said Citadel was doing, they're paying fines for. TD gets hit with $3 billion, Kenny, $1 million. Got it. Kenny's funky ass made it into the press on Thursday. If you don't know who Ken Griffin is, you should. Here's my favorite part. In 2023, Citadel's flagship fund notched a return of 15.3%, trumping such competitors as Millennium and Point72. There was, however, an important fact missing from the piece. That 15.3% return on Citadel's flagship, while indeed beating the competition, badly lagged the S&P 500, which rose 24% for the year. Had Citadel's investors instead placed their money in a low-cost index fund tracking the broad stock market, they would have earned much more. Several readers derisively noted this in the comments section. Quote, "What lunatic invests in a hedge fund?" wrote Anthony P. Quote, "These folks can't beat the market and get beat by retirees that have their own investing clubs." I've been saying that for 2 years now. Here's a Ripple XRP update. Ripple launches crypto storage services for banks in bid to diversify. Ripple said it's launching a slew of features aimed at helping banks and fintech store digital tokens as part of a broader push into crypto custody. And then Ripple plans cross-appeal in SEC case. Ripple Labs will file a cross-appeal in its ongoing case against the SEC, the company announced Thursday. This is a part of an effort to maintain its legal defenses as the SEC's own appeal in the case winds its way through an appeals court. So there's the update. We've got the Ripple Swell Conference in Miami next week, and as usual, we've got the giant Gensler cloud hovering over all of it. Someday soon, this $100 million Goldman Sachs piece of trash will finally be gone. Breaking Thursday night, Bitnomial sues SEC over XRP futures. challenges agency's continued claim that XRP is a security. The SEC still firmly believes that the cryptocurrency XRP is a security, Fox Business has learned. The revelation comes following a lawsuit filed Thursday evening by crypto derivatives exchange Bitnomial, which sued Wall Street's top cop over its claim that it has jurisdiction over a planned futures contract that tracks the price of XRP, the seventh largest digital asset by market cap. There will be no regulatory clarity for crypto as long as this asshat runs the SEC. Guys, for me, one of the biggest swans in the air is the potential Israeli attack on Iran. But the headlines from the past 24 hours are very confusing. Israel continues to weigh options and timing on Iran's strike. Biden and Netanyahu speak for the first time in months as Mideast crisis deepens. Biden and Netanyahu closer to consensus on Israel's plans to attack Iran. And then Israel's security cabinet to vote on Iran response, source says. So who exactly is planning this attack? Netanyahu, Biden, the Israeli security cabinet? Since when does Israel telegraph their military actions in the media to this degree? Look, I think the Israelis will strike Iran, but will they strike nuclear facilities, military targets, or Iran's oil infrastructure? If they go after the oil, that could push oil to 100 or even 200 a barrel. That's not good for elections. And the other wild cards here is how deep will the U.S. be involved? And will that draw the Russians into the mix? I'm starting to smell some bullshit here. How about you? Come on, Uncle Frank. The Russians have their hands full with Ukraine. But breaking Thursday night, Russia ambassador exits U.S. with warning of nuclear catastrophe. Vladimir Putin has issued a decree to dismiss Russia's ambassador to the U.S., Anatoly Antonov. The Russian ambassador has been officially relieved of his duty after 7 years of service. Okay, I was really hoping this recent post by Archer Aviation on LinkedIn was a hint of an upcoming announcement. It says simply, ready for takeoff. Maybe it's coming Friday. The company has been quiet for a while now. I would like to point out that the hit pieces on Archer are different than what we're used to seeing on GME or AMC. They can't find anything negative to say about the company because its progress is miraculous. A startup company with a $6 billion order book almost overnight, a former SPAC with deals in place with United Airlines, Southwest Air, Future Flight Global, and the United States Air Force. So they have to resort to this from 12 hours ago. Where will Archer Aviation be in 3 years? And then 4 weeks ago, where will Archer Aviation stock be in 3 years? Both from the Motley Fool. In my opinion, the idea here is to get you to sell because this company and its stock success must be years away. Now, that may be completely true. Maybe it is only a long-term play. But the fact is, when you're making this kind of progress this quickly, anything can happen. Do you really think plane and auto manufacturers are unaware that this brand new company has $6 billion in orders? Now, if Archer Aviation can only be a long-term play, would someone care to explain to me why Stellantis bought Archer 7 times over the past 12 months, over $174 million worth? What's the big hurry? Let's also check the 13 Fs at Fintel.io. Kathy Wood's ARK Investment Management Fund bought 25.45 million shares of Archer at $6.14 disclosed on July 26th. But then she acquired 15.58 million shares of Archer at $5.57, disclosed September 26th of this year. Her position is larger than BlackRock's, State Street's, or Vanguard's. I detect a sense of urgency in those trades, but I could be wrong. And from Zacks Thursday morning, down 17.78% in 4 weeks. Here's why AMC Entertainment looks ripe for a turnaround. AMC has been beaten down lately with too much selling pressure. While the stock has lost 17.8% over the past 4 weeks, there is light at the end of the tunnel as it is now in oversold territory, and Wall Street analysts expect the company to report better earnings than they predicted earlier. On Thursday, AMC started its pre-market at a low of 402, ran to 421, and finished the day at 419, up 12 cents or 2.95%. Going back to October 1st, the hourly chart shows GameStop's fall from 2308, then put in a recent low of 20.30, but on Thursday finished at 20.91, up 41 cents or 2%. And GME made it into the news on Thursday. It was a collective online delusion that sparked a whole movie. They still aren't ready to let go. Can't stop meme stock. GameStop's truest believers show Reddit's capacity to foster blind detachment from offline reality. Look, this isn't about just Reddit anymore. The GME shareholders are very determined to discover exactly what Ryan Cohen has planned for the company and his $4 billion war chest. I think Ryan will wait until after the election to make any announcement, but you never know. So now what's next? The most pressing things to me are upcoming earnings, Iran, and of course, inflation and employment. At the time of this recording, there is no Fed meeting scheduled for October, so we may have to wait until November for the next rate decision. And if we keep getting hot inflation readings, we may not get another cut in November. Friday, October 11th, PPI and consumer sentiment. Monday, October 14th, is the Columbus Day holiday. The U.S. bond market will be closed, but the stock market will be open. October 15th and 16th is Ripple's Swell Conference in Miami. October 22nd to the 24th is the BRICS Summit in Russia. Notice the Ripple Conference is exactly 1 week before the BRICS Conference. And now that XRP has been deemed not a security, they may release some important information ahead of BRICS. Understand, we could get some earth-shattering and market-moving headlines out of the BRICS conference and right before the election. This could affect crypto, precious metals, the U.S. bond and stock markets, not to mention the dollar. Thursday, October 17th, 8:30 a.m., initial jobless claims and U.S. retail sales. I expect Bill Wang of Archegos to be sentenced on Monday, October 28th. Do you think that has nothing to do with you? Then tell me why they delayed the Andrew Leff trial until September 30th of next year. Do you really think they want all that dirty hedge fund stuff coming out before the election? Or maybe Andrew Leff realized he may die in jail like Bernie Madoff and started singing like Beyonce. I think this government and its regulators are so corrupt, they will give him a sentence reduction if he doesn't rat on the Wall Street bad actors. If you're watching this video before the bell on Friday, then you know that JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, BlackRock, and Bank of New York Mellon are all reporting before the open. And yes, November and December already look like a haunted house for stocks, bonds, oil, precious metals, and crypto. In November, I expect third quarter earnings releases from AMC, Archer, and Joby, and the November 5th election is now only 25 days away. We won't have an October FOMC meeting, but the November meeting is scheduled for the days immediately after the election, the 6th and 7th, and it's already getting amped up. What if Biden resigns in October and swears in Kamala as president so she can run as an incumbent? I bet Hunter gets pardoned then. He's expected to be sentenced on November 13th. I also believe the immediate future of crypto could swing on this election. Trump has promised to dump Gensler on day one in office, but that's not until January 20th of 2025. That's 101 days away. What is Darth Gensler capable of until he's thrown out in the street, or worse, what will he do if Kamala wins? GameStop's next earnings date is unconfirmed for December, but typically after market hours. The big question is, will Ryan Cohen drop his future plans for the company before or after the election? My guess is after, which would make the fourth quarter GME earnings call, in a word, explosive. By the way, December 17th and 18th will be the last FOMC meeting of the year, and that very same week, Friday the 20th, will be the year's last quadruple witching day. Even that week has the potential to blow a hole in your 401k. So buckle up, buttercups. You wanted to see some action? I say it's finally here. Now, these are bonus slides just for Archer Aviation fans. This article came out on Thursday, and it could be a significant risk for Archer or a significant opportunity. Why EV subsidies may not be enough to save Stellantis. Automaker Stellantis recently received a government grant to convert one of its factories to an EV manufacturing facility. The company's EV business is quite profitable, and the grant helped improve investor sentiment. But some recent setbacks have dampened the hype and given investors a reality check of the company's dying, traditional car-making business. Stellantis is a major global automotive company that boasts several iconic car brands. Formed from the merger of Fiat, Chrysler, and PSA Group in 2021, its brands encompass well-known names including Peugeot, Ram, and Jeep. With these diversified brands, the company targets a wide array of customers across the globe. In addition to selling cars, the company has diversified its revenue streams through financing, insurance services, and accessories and spare parts business. This diversification, however, hasn't helped the company protect itself from an industry-wide downturn. Now remember, we just learned on a previous slide that Stellantis has made 7 purchases of Archer over the past year for $174 million. The article continues. The automaker has made several changes to its forward guidance this week, which has left many investors stunned, causing the stock to plummet 14% so far this week. The Biden administration awarded the company a $334.8 million subsidy in July this year for converting its Belvidere assembly plant to an EV manufacturing plant. That subsidy now pales in comparison to the lowered guidance, prompting many to wonder if the company will be able to survive the slump in internal combustion engine vehicle sales. Moreover, the car maker has also announced a recall of over 194,000 hybrid SUVs due to a potential fire risk. This is in addition to the 2.7 million vehicles that the company has recalled since June. Now here's more bad news for the company. Labor strikes on the horizon. Stellantis also faces challenges on the labor front, with many of its workers threatening to go on strike due to the company's failure to deliver on promises made last year. Around this time last year, workers successfully negotiated a 25% pay raise among other benefits, though they now seem disgruntled again, claiming the company didn't deliver on the promises. The company's healthy dividend yield has usually attracted investors and allowed existing investors to stay comfortable holding the stock. However, the blow to the company's cash flows could force management to rethink its dividend payout policy. With the heavy baggage of a dying industry on its shoulders, the little encouragement available in the company's EV efforts is unlikely to impress investors, strengthening the bear case for the stock. Now, I don't want you to buy, sell, or hold Archer Aviation based on this video. But what if they were to buy an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft company that has a $6 billion order book? Might that impress their investors? After all, they already own more than 10%. This came out in March of this year. Stellantis signals its continued confidence in Archer by further increasing its strategic shareholding in the company. Archer started Thursday with a pre-market crime candle spike up to 305, got as low as 285 to finish the day at 294, losing 3 cents or 1.01%. After hours, it added the 3 cents back. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.